Gidget, Gidget, when you go to Rome, you'll never be the same, and neither will your name. They'll call you Gidget, Gidget, the conqueror of Rome. We bow to you. Gidget, Gidget, call Italy your own. We beg of you. It's been said when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But instead the Latin daughters wanna be as unforgettable and bellissima and Gidgetable as you know who. Gidgetta, Gidgetta, make Italy your home. And before we're through, as sure as I'm looking at you, I'll bet you they'll name a statue after you. It's been said when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But instead the Latin daughters wanna be as unforgettable and bellissima and Gidgetable as you know who. Gidgetta, Gidgetta, make Italy your home. And before we're through, as sure as I'm looking at you, I'll bet you they'll name a statue after you. Or maybe a fountain, or maybe a city, or maybe a mountain. Imagine how pretty, pretty Gidgetta, the conqueror of Rome.
Gidge, would you wear my pin?
Oh, boy, would I! Hey, you know it was right here, right on this very spot that Jeff pinned me. You know, I don't understand them.
Who?
Well, here I am entering college in the fall, and my poor progenitors still act as if my relationship with Jeff was nothing but a teenage infatuation.
What's progenitors?
Progenitors are your folks. As if I could so much as glance at another man. Except from a purely aesthetic viewpoint, of course.
Yeah, I see what you mean, Gidge. There's a lot to be said for aesthetics.
There sure is. That's how I sold my folks on going to Rome. I told them that it was about time I got a little culture. What progress are you making?
Well, I had a very successful dry run. First of all, I got Mom and Dad used to the idea of my taking a trip alone. Then I sprang New York on them. As soon as Dad comes out of shock, I'll hit him with Rome. Are you two all set?
Well, speaking quite frankly, it was so easy with mine, I think they're trying to lose me for a while. If we get a chaperone.
Yeah, that's all mine are bugged about.
That's just a detail. Hey, what time is it?
Almost 3.
Well, come on, we're gonna be late. I'm terribly sorry, but I was arranging a trip to Rome.
Oh, get her. Oh.
Thanks a lot, Dolores. Same time tomorrow.
Okay.
Pair.
What's the scoop?
Yeah, Gidge, what'd Jeff say?
Wheels of the gods grind slowly, but they grind exceedingly small.
Oh, come off it, Gidget.
I told him you two were all set except for the chaperone.
But what did they say about us?
The usual question.
What about the other girls?
All set, but we gotta come up with a chaperone to satisfy the folks.
Oh, squares, huh?
No, just parents of girls. And who can blame them with characters like you?
Hey, what about the Gidge?
She's having trouble convincing her dad, but I'm not worried about Gidge. It's that chaperone bit that bugs me. They're expecting us to come up with some wet blanket by 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
I got it. Let's forget the whole thing, stay here, and take a summer course.
Oh, come here. I have a better idea than that. Yeah.
You're beautiful.
Guard.
What's that?
Your queen's in check.
But that is not the way I taught you to play this game. Thought you had me, didn't you?
Oh, Dad, you're so clever.
Yeah, sure. Mother's been using that line on me for years. The old man's decided to give in. You want a trip to New York with Lucy and Libby? You got it.
Oh, Dad, that's wonderful. It's marvelous. It's practically perfect.
Practically?
Well, sure. The rest of the kids are going to Rome this summer, and New York is definitely the next best thing. We see, that means I'll be there, so I can go out to Idlewild. And when the plane takes off, I'll be able to stand there all alone and wave arrivederci Roma to them.
No. Now let's finish the chess game.
But what if I help pay for the trip with my own money?
I said let's finish the game.
What if I could put your king in check in one move?
Impossible.
Checkmate.
Well, I'll be darned.
Then I can go to Rome, huh?
The subject is closed.
Well, then you're a welcher.
I didn't say you could go to Rome if you put my king in check.
But you did not say it. All you said was impossible.
And that's what I meant. Impossible. Now, Francie, repeat after me. The subject is closed.
The subject is closed, I guess.
No. The subject is closed.
Oh. Well, the subject is, closed.
That's better. Now, once more.
The subject is closed.
There's no doubt about it. My dad's weakening. He again said, the subject is closed.
Does he make you repeat it after him?
Certainly. He's a father. Hey, what time is it?
2 minutes to 3.
Oh, excuse me. Thanks for holding the door, Dora. It's me, Moondoggie.
We bagged the chaperone, Judge's old dad.
Perfect.
And she's in Paris right now, but she'll handle everything and meet us in Rome.
That's terrific.
Yeah, isn't that great? Ask her. Listen, Judge and Clay want to know what Libby and Lucy are really like.
Didn't you get the picture?
Yeah, sure I got the picture. But what does it prove?
Well, I'll tell you, Moondoggie. The best way I can describe them is, well, they're girls.
Is that all?
I've missed you so much, Moondoggie.
Yeah, I missed you too, Gidget.
Just picture us, you and me, standing beneath a Roman moon.
How about your dad?
Beneath a Roman moon?
No, I mean, are you sure he's gonna let you go?
Well, sure, I'm sure. My happiness is very important to my father.
Gidget, your happiness means a great deal to your mother and me. So we've been giving this project some further consideration.
What project is that, Daddy?
This trip to Rome.
Oh, well, I thought that subject was closed.
Well, yes, but as you say, these tours are closely supervised, and if your heart's so set on it, but...
Well, it's not so much that my heart is set on it, Daddy. It's more my mind.
Your mind?
Yes, well, in these troubled times, I feel that it's the duty of every thinking young American to try to understand the problems of our neighbors across the sea.
Well, you might join the Peace Corps and let Washington finance you.
Oh, I've thought of that, Dad, but you have to have a college degree. And since this tour to Rome's already been arranged...
Oh, this one?
Well, no, not exactly, but practically the same with a lovely, sweet little old lady who's going to be our chaperone and who's going to handle everything. Well, it's actually better than that tour. Everybody's so en rapport and stuff.
What do you mean, en rapport?
Oh, Mother, you know what that means. It means congenial.
Oh, I know what en rapport means, and I know what congenial means.
But we haven't the faintest idea of what you mean.
Well, after all, Libby and Lucy are friends of mine, and you know Jeff and Judge, and Clay is a friend of theirs, and Judge's aunt is going to be our chaperone. So wouldn't you say that was en rapport?
No, that sounds pretty cozy.
Really, Father, I'm 18 years old.
Oh, Russ, I'm afraid you're dead.
Well, I guess the time has come.
The time has come for what, Daddy?
To let you fly out of the nest on your own.
Are you feeling all right, Daddy?
Oh, he means it.
God help me.
Oh, before I forget, I have something to give you. It's a $10 gold piece that your grandpa gave to me for good luck when I made my first trip alone.
All the way to Indianapolis. That was a very daring journey for a young girl.
Oh, thank you, Mother. I'll treasure it and keep it with me always.
Well, now we'll go shopping and get some new clothes.
Oh, thank you, Mother. I love you, and I'm very proud of both of you. Oh.
Clothes. Me, Russell Lawrence. I couldn't have had a boy.
Well, then it's true. It's really true. I am on my own at last.
Totally and completely on your own. My dear old friend, Paolo. The other day, I was delighted to come upon your article, Italy, 1963. It brought back vividly and poignantly the day in 1944 when I was parachuted behind the lines and you hauled me out of a tree and shared your last bottle of Chianti with me. And then the months that followed, the bow sessions, the talk of life and love and the price of eggs.
Talk of life and love and the price of eggs.
What's the matter, bad news?
No, only a nuisance. A letter from my old friend Lawrence of America. He's got a little girl in Rome for the first time and he wants me to keep an eye on her.
Oh, well, darling, that's lovely. Why don't you ask her to come and stay with us? And then Paolo can learn to speak Inglese, huh?
Oh, no, she's with other children. And her father wants her to think she's on her own. And he does not want her to know that he's written to me or that anyone is looking after her. Oh.
Papà, non mi può prendere!
Paolo, vieni qui, dammi quella lettera. Paolo!
I won. All in one piece.
Thank you, darling. But how can I watch this child, not seem to watch her? I'm not a detective.
But my very talented husband will find a very clever solution. Hmm?
Sure. I'll have a brilliant idea.
Uh-huh.
Gidget? That's her name.
Oh. Gidget.
Hold it.
Do you realize where we are?
Why, sure, we're in Rome, Italy.
We are not. We're in the Eternal City, Romulus and Remus, the Alpium Way, Caesar and his legions, the Tiber.
Rossano Brazzi. I wonder where he lives.
In Hollywood. And for heaven's sakes, Lucy, don't be provincial. Open your eyes. Look at a new world. Broaden your horizons. That's what I intend to do, if I can. Now look. Isn't he the perfect Roman? He might have modeled for Michelangelo.
Did you hear what them Dodgers did yesterday?
Yeah, they murdered the Giants, but I'm worried about the infield. Wait till they get to Candlestick Park.
Come on, Gidge.
Sì? Pronto? No, non c'è posto. Scusi,
Dovrebbe avere risposto. Sì.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, signore.
Dovrebbe avere una prenotazione per noi. Mi chiamo Jeff Matthews.
Matthews. Non credo, signore.
Well, don't you have non una prenotazione per la signora Albertina Blythe?
We have a reservation for the signora, but she didn't say anything about anybody else.
You had to flunk English and pass Italian. Sir, I'm sure you don't understand my friend's Italian. Here she is.
You mean your aunt barks like a dog?
Quiet, darlings. Hush, or I'll cut you out of my will. Now, you be good little children.
Hi.
Well, that was very nice, but who might you be?
I'm your nephew.
Oh, last time I saw you, your face was down here.
I had it lifted. Where have you been?
Well, Alitalia was very rude to Howard and Ethel and would put them down with the luggage, so naturally we took the Rome Express.
Howard and Ethel?
This is Howard and this is Ethel. They're utterly devoted to me, aren't you, babies? Well, where are your manners? Say how do you do to your cousin. There, that's better.
And Albertina, you know, we don't have any reservations at this hotel.
But you should have made them ducks. You know what Rome is this time of year.
You were supposed to.
Don't quibble, boy. You're just like your father. Or is it your mother I'm related to? Oh, are these to be my little charges?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
Close your mouths.
This is Libby Bennett.
Hi.
That's Gidget Lawrence.
Hello.
Lucy McDougal. Clay Anderson, the tall one with the umbrella. And Jeff Matthews.
How do you do? Pronto? This is the concierge.
Oh. Obviously, you were born years too late. Gidget?
How do you do, Mrs. Blythe?
Oh, God, you're going to be the sweet one. But she can't fool me.
Judge told us that you've already hired us an Italian guide.
What would make him say a thing like that?
Because you said a thing like that.
Well, that was very thoughtful of me, wasn't it? Okay, you shall have your guide, because when it comes to catacombs, coliseums, and forums, and all that jazz, you're on your own. I'm not interested in any old ruins but my own. That was a joke. Any reference to my age is a joke. Well, let's not be hysterical.
Now, Aunt Albertina, about our reservations.
Oh, yes. Well, here. Here, you take them.
You mean without a chair and a whip?
Bite them back. Ciao.
Welcome back, Senora Blythe. Your suite is ready.
Thank you. And the 2 double rooms with an extra bed in each for the ragazze and the ragazzi.
Well, for the benefit of you foreigners, that means boys and girls.
Isn't Jeff clever?
Oh, he certainly is. He's taken a big load off my mind.
But without reservation, Senora, it's impossible. You understand, this is the height of the season.
I know. I know. That's why you're so good to make room for us.
Of course, Senora Blythe, for you any time. 2 doubles with an extra bed in each.
And the Italian guide I wired you about. What about him?
But, Senora, this is the height of the season.
You're repeating yourself, Alberto. You'll gain the reputation as a boa.
Perhaps my firstborn?
Perfecto.
Thanks, madam.
Well, you're all set. The guide goes on duty tomorrow morning.
Is he handsome?
He's Alberto's firstborn. Look at Alberto.
Oh, Lucy, we're not here for the sole purpose of looking at handsome guides.
But he might have been a model for Michelangelo.
Oh, Mother's coming, darlings. Mother's coming. Yes, come to the mama, dear. Yeah, you are. Oh, too bad. Well, perhaps in some later incarnation. Come on, babies. Come on, dear.
I can't wait to get to my...
Come on, Gidget, we better go up and get settled.
Jeff, can't we walk around for a while? We're in Rome.
Yeah, sure, okay. I just want to give the concierge our passport.
Oh, Jeff, I just can't believe it. Pinch me. Moondoggie! They're over there pinched me. Swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable. Oh, Jeff, can you imagine Romeo and Juliet here?
Romeo and Juliet were in Verona, Gidget.
Don't be so literal. It's still Italy. Listen. You can hear their voices. Leonardo, Cellini, the Borgias, Caesar. Why, who knows? He might have crossed the Tiber right at this very spot.
It was the Rubicon he crossed, midget.
Well, he had to cross the Tiber, too, if he wanted to go to the beach with Cleopatra. Imagine that pair going to the beach.
You know what the trouble is with you?
What?
You're too much.
Am I really, Moondoggie?
Hey, listen, about that Moondoggie bit, that's great when we're in Malibu. But now that we're in Rome, I think you should try to control yourself.
Okay, but it's still okay when we're alone, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Moondoggie. I wonder what Romeo called Juliet when they were out on a date.
I don't know, but you could be sure it wasn't Gidget.
Oh.
My lips, two blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss. Ah, come on. Hey, how about this?
Hi. Isn't it great?
Hey, kids, dig this.
Grande luna italiana, stella mandoline, tu bambina. Oh, vacanza romana, oh bella paesana. Dice non mi vuoi lasciar, mi vuoi soltanto amare, oh signorina. Oh, dolce parole, parole, imbracciata con me, tu per me la favorita, sei per me la dolce vita, sotto il chiaro della luna, il mio cuore già mi fa cantare, bella luna italiana, ci getta orecchie, l'abbiamo vista. Oh, so che tu sarai l'amor per me. La 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 la. Grazie.
Now, children, wait while I see Alberto about the guide.
Hey, how do you say I'm an American in Italian?
Just open up your mouth and they'll know.
Wow!
Americano.
Hold it. Hold it.
Well, you're all set. Your guide will be here momentarily.
I hope he's handsome.
All Italian men are handsome, Ducky. So I'm off to Fontana's where I shall go mad and order tons of clothes I don't need and spend a fortune.
You don't have any more room.
Oh, true, true. But the Fontana sisters will tell me I'm bellissima. And at my age, that's important. I suppose you children wouldn't care to give Howard and Ethel a little culture today. No, that's what I thought. Well, have fun and don't disgrace me. Now.
Hey, you think maybe that's him?
I hope so.
He's perfect. Buongiorno.
Ciao.
Buongiorno.
Marono.
I am Alberto's daughter, Daniela Serini, and I am to be your guide.
We were expecting a man.
But as you can see, I'm not.
Yes.
You know, that's one thing about me. I can tell a boy from a girl like that.
My name is Jeff Matthews, and this is Gidget. This is Lucy. That's Libby.
Hi.
Clay, and this is Judge.
I'm glad to meet you.
Pronto?
You mean my father did not tell anyone about me?
Oh, why don't you tell them?
I am your guida during your stay in the Eternal City.
Hey, you know what that means?
Yes, that means guide.
Are we ready?
Avanti.
Scusi.
Excuse me. Scusi. Scusi.
But I need guidance.
Isn't that great?
This is the Trevi Fountain. Perhaps not the most beautiful, but one of the most famous. There is a legend that if you make a wish and then you toss a coin into the fountain, the wish will come true.
What about your penny, Gidge? I want my epitaph to read. Here lies the only American girl who ever came to Rome without tossing a coin in the fountain.
And I want a picture of the girl who said it. Hey, come on, you clowns. If we're gonna make the Colosseum before lunch, we'd better step on it, right?
Right. The Colosseum is, of course, one of the most famous of all Roman ruins, built by Vespasian and Titus, and could seat about 50,000 people. The podium was occupied by state officials, the second level by wealthier nobles, and the populace sat above them all.
All right, wait a minute. That's enough talking. Let's get some serious picture taking here.
Yeah, let's get some pictures. Come on, come on.
Hold it, hold it. Very good, very good.
They have to help the poor girl because she's so top-heavy.
Yes, that's probably what made her ankles so thick.
Well, she's only doing her job.
Some job. Get a load of Jeff.
Very good. Your next play.
I know who you look like. Nero's wife, Poppaea.
Oh, but she was such a wicked woman.
But most beautiful. I've seen your profile stamped on some old Roman coins.
I'm so bored with those Christian martyrs. Can't we go somewhere else?
Just one more Christian martyr for the road, and then we'll go, huh? How beautiful she is. What a tasty morsel. Who, for me?
No, my emperor, she is mine.
Oh, pity. Cheese? Gidget, where you been?
Oh, fiddling with history.
Sure, kid. Old Uncle Judgy understands. Now, why don't you get out of the ancient Roman sun?
And over there is the Forum. In ancient days, it was a marshy valley between the Palatine and Capitoline hills. Over there are the remains of the rostra, built by Caesar and Augustus. And that is the place where Mark Antony made his so classical speech.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear. I've come to bury Caesar, not to,
Praise!
praise, right. Get ready for a picture, children. Thank you.
And it must have been about there that Cleopatra was brought to the Forum when she lived in Rome as Caesar's concubine.
A memento, O serpent of the Nile.
This is the Castle Sant'Angelo.
And Benvenuto Cellini was once imprisoned there and escaped by knotting bed sheets into a rope.
Why, Gidget, that's right.
We already have a guide, Gidge.
I don't think even Elizabeth Taylor could get away with that Italian hairdo.
Wanna bet?
So you have cut your hair, signorina.
Oh, you like it?
See, my daughter will be most flattered that you so admire Roman styles.
Well, I didn't have it done to flatter anybody.
But you flatter yourself.
Hi, Jack.
Hi, Gidge. Come on, we're gonna have a cappuccino.
Hi, Gidget.
Hi, Gidge. Hey, it's too bad you missed Sistine Chapel. We have to lie on your back just to see the ceiling.
3 guesses who was lying next to good old Moondoggie. It was so obvious.
They didn't even notice.
Perhaps they thought it would be impolite to comment in public.
Impolite? You don't know my friends.
Signor Cellini, a pleasure to see you again.
You too, Alberto. Do you have a young American girl, Miss Lawrence, registered here?
She was just here.
No, wait. First, we must have a small conspiracy.
What's so funny? My mother is French, my father is Italian, I speak English.
Yes, but tell me, do you surf?
Surf?
All right, then when you come to America, that's something I want to teach you.
And there's something I want to teach you, too, baby.
Have you ever seen Porgy on Bush?
No, I meant that I wanted to teach you how to
Wait a minute.
surf.
He meant he wanted to teach her how to
Isn't that
surf.
cute?
Surf.
Now,
What is
isn't
it to
that
surf?
touching? Yeah. It gets you right
You see,
here.
you have a long board with a fin underneath.
You got a long board with
And you paddle it way out and wait for the swells to build up.
The swells.
And then when you sense the wave curling behind
Sense
you,
the swells. You smell the
He's
swells.
clever, isn't he?
Ooh, fine boy.
you maneuver into the tunnel and ride her in on top of the world until she dumps you into the soup.
It sounds very exciting.
We do it at Malibu the whole year round.
Gidget, you do that too?
There's nothing to it.
Oh, I know I could never learn how to surf.
Oh, that's
don't
not
be
true.
silly.
No, with your body and the way you move, well, your coordination, you'd have everybody looking.
She could body surf.
Jeff!
What?
Well, look!
Look at what?
Well, look!
Attento a quello che fa, adesso dovrò andare in cucina.
Are you all right, Gidge?
I was trying to get you all to notice my hair.
Well, that's a pretty hokey way of doing it.
Oh, you flatter me, Gidget. It makes you look even younger than you are.
That wasn't the idea.
You call yourself a college man.
Signorina Lawrence. Oh, I have an accident.
No, thanks. I just had one.
Oh, I see. There is a gentleman here who would like to meet you.
Me? I don't know one single Roman.
He is from Roma magazine, writer. A very distinguished writer.
Really? What does he want to see me for?
You are most fortunate, young lady. The magazine wants him to write a story about an American girl's first impressions of Rome. I tell him I have such a girl right here.
But you've got 3. There's Libby and Lucy.
Oh, I say to him, Miss Lawrence is intelligent and sympathetic.
Oh, I see.
Is she not perfect?
Perfect. What do you mean? Perfect.
Miss Gidget Lawrence, Signor Cellini.
Buonasera, signorina.
Arrivederci, signore.
Piacere di conoscerla. Is there something wrong, Miss Lawrence?
Oh, I thought that in Italy they kissed your hand.
They do, if the lady's married. That is the custom.
Oh, I see.
But since the young lady is American, could we not strip the custom?
It's my pleasure.
It's a very unusual place.
Hey. Get a load of that.
Boy, he's handsome enough to be in the movies.
It wouldn't take much of your time. You would only have to tell me what you're doing, where you're going, the people you meet. What do you think of everything?
Oh, I love everything I see. The name Cellini, your first name wouldn't be Benvenuto, would it?
No. Who would dare to name a child for such a genius? No, my name is Paolo, which in English is Paul. And your name is Gidget?
Gidget. Oh, that's what everybody calls me. It's sort of a nickname. Girl, midget, Gidget. My real name is Frances. That's not much better.
Oh, but in Italian it would be Francesca. A charming name for a charming young lady.
Francesca. And your name is Paolo.
Yes.
Paolo and Francesca. I mean, it's such a coincidence. The star-crossed lovers immortalized in Dante's Inferno.
You are very well read, Miss Lawrence. But only Dante said they went to hell. I prefer to think of them in heaven.
I like your thinking.
Now, that's what I call continental.
Oh, dry up, will you? He's old enough to be your father.
So's Cary Grant.
We could start tonight with dinner if you would like.
Oh, I'd love to. That sounds marvelous. But I'm with my friends.
Oh, but I meant that your friends should come along too.
Oh, I'm sure they'd love to. Would you like to meet them now?
I'll meet them tonight. I'll pick you up at 7 if that is convenient.
Certainly, that's just fine.
Till then, goodbye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
You're still wet.
Oh, it'll dry off.
No, I mean behind the ears. Hey, look, we're going out for dinner tonight to a place Danielle's been telling us about.
Right in the middle of some old ruins.
It sounds like a real blast.
As they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, but I have a previous engagement. I certainly hope it won't spoil all your fun.
A previous engagement doing what?
I'm going out to dinner with a famous writer. He wants to interview me.
Interview you for what?
Well, this may come as a complete shock to you, but because I'm intelligent, simpatica, and interested in something besides having fun in some old ruins.
Oh, brother, no, I've heard everything.
You sure you won't mind if I don't go along with you tonight?
No, of course not. There'll still be 3 couples.
Well, how do you figure that?
Well, there's Clay and Libby, Lucy and Judge, and Danielle and me.
Well, then that works out simply splendid, doesn't it?
Yeah, we'll try to make the best of things.
We are here tonight in the ruins of the Caracalla Baths, where 1800 years ago the elite of Rome congregated to relax and exchange the gossips and the news of the day with their friends.
Danielle, let's drop history B-R-G-U-E-S-T, not R-G-U-I-D-A.
Yeah, Daniela. Tell us, what do you do when you're not guiding?
Oh, I go to the university. Guiding is how I help pay my fee.
Oh, really? What do you major in?
Paleontology.
A girl like you interested in fossils? That's incredible.
When you mention fossils in my presence, smile.
And Albertina, aren't you having a nice time here?
Certainly not. I'm a chaperone. And it's the last time I shall let your mother or is it your father I'm related to talk me into anything so ridiculous.
Albertina! Is that you, Albertina?
Honey, darling.
Would you do me the honor of twisting me?
I'd adore to. My dear friend, the Duke of Malta, or is it Padua? Here to keep those busy little hands occupied.
No, thank you.
All right, consolation prize, boys, consolation prize. Oh, Bunny, my pet, you have saved my sanity. I don't know what I would have done. Those little monsters would drive me out of my mind.
when in Rome.
Do as the Romans do.
Why don't you take a bath?
We don't want to.
When in Rome,
Do as the Romans do.
I'd like to smack you right in your mouth.
Yeah, if you can find it.
What is it?
Punta Metz.
What?
Oh, Carfano, a light Italian aperitif.
It's delicious.
I'm sorry, forgive me. Even some Romans never acquired that taste. I should have warned you. It seems quite bitter at first.
Well, it is a little.
Don't drink it if you don't like it. It packers your fresh, young smile. All right, Mario. Tell the signorina your story. I couldn't stop him if I wanted to. It's a ritual.
Oh, well, signorina, in honor of the best fettuccine in all the world, Signorina Mary Pickford and Signora Douglas
Mary
Fairbanks.
Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks. My grandmother told me all about them.
Her grandmother?
I would say her grandmother has an adorable granddaughter. Wouldn't you, Mario?
Bella, bellissima.
I know what that means, and I thank you.
Oh, I thank you. It's my pleasure.
I see you like it.
It's yummy. I mean, bello, that's what I mean.
Buono.
Bono?
Buono.
Bono. Guy, it must be fascinating to be a journalist in Rome. Just think of interviewing great composers like Respighi and great philosophers like Santayana and, Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burt. Wow.
I find interviewing Francesca Lawrence unusual and different.
What do you find so unusual about me?
Well, you have a cute nose, your ears are flat, and you have some of Mario's fettuccine right on your chin.
Oh, I do. Oh, okay.
Let's walk outside. Excuse me.
Something's wrong, Jeff?
It's sort of a problem, you might say.
Oh, if you worry about your Gidget dining with Signor Cellini. I spoke to Papa. He's an honorable magazine writer.
It's not that. Gidget can take care of herself. Danielle, did you ever feel as if you had never quite been alive? And then suddenly you were alive?
I'm afraid I do not understand.
Well, did you ever walk into a room and see someone coming towards you that you had never seen before? And right then you knew.
That you were in love? I am afraid it only happens in your American movies.
But a girl like you must have been in love.
Oh, many times. One is always in love in Italy. It's our national pastime, like your baseball. You and Gidget, you've been engaged for a long time?
Engaged? A couple of years ago, I gave her my pin. Just kids.
Then it's not serious between you.
Mario?
Sì, signore.
Il conto, per favore.
Subito.
You still haven't asked me what an American girl like me could tell your readers.
Tell me, where are you going tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow?
Well, the kids I'm with, we have this Italian guide, and she's going to take us through the catacombs, the museum, up and down the 7 hills. You know, all the tourist traps.
And this will not interest you?
Oh, yes, I want to see it all. Everything fascinates me.
But I noted a trace of impatience in your voice.
Well, there are some Americans who don't come to Rome for the sole purpose of making wishes and tossing coins into fountains.
You're very mature for one so young.
You understand me perfectly, Mr. Cellini.
Please call me Paolo.
Paolo. Oh, I want to see it all. The poor and the rich, what interests them, what they want, what amuses them, how they tick.
Tick? What does that mean?
Oh, that's just an American colloquialism. What I mean is I want to know what motivates them. And thank you for not laughing at me.
Why would I laugh at you?
Well, if I said that to the kids, they'd laugh.
No, I wouldn't laugh at you, Francesca. And it'll be my pleasure to show you what makes the Romans tick.
Okay. Oh, Moondoggie, you're an absolute angel to wait up for me. You knew I'd want to tell you everything that happened. Committee
Sì.
Carpano.
Non te messo?
Si, due.
Sì.
Well, aren't you going to ask me what happened?
Yeah, sure. What happened?
Well, Mr. Cellini, but he asked me to call him Paolo. That's his name. Anyhow, he's a brilliant writer, and he took notes on everything I said.
Good. I'm glad you had a good time.
Oh, it wasn't just a good time. It was also very important. Because, you see, he's going to introduce me to a lot of Italians so I can learn how they think. Isn't that exciting?
Gidget, I've been doing some thinking.
Oh, I know how you think.
No, I mean, I've really been thinking. I've been wondering, well, maybe if we're making a mistake.
I don't dig you, Jeff.
What I mean is that we've been going steady, right? Now, this fall, you'll be going to the university, and you'll be meeting a lot of college men, and they're going to want to date you.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me, Moondoggie.
Well, it's just that I wouldn't want to stand in your way. Say you happen to meet someone who flips you.
What are you trying to say, Jeff?
Gidget, you're only 18.
Have you met someone who flipped you?
You know that there'll never be anybody like you. But just say I should meet someone. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
You're always thinking of others, aren't you, Jeff?
Gidget, please don't take it like that.
Take what, like what?
You're acting as though it were the end of the world.
Well, you're certainly not the end of my world, Jeff Matthews. When in Rome, one always has a Carpano at midnight. You must learn, Jeff, to take the bitter with the sweet.
Gidget.
The beginning of the Roman National Museum, which possesses world-famous collections of ancient sculpture and archaeological material. This is one of the largest statues of Athena in existence. It was found approximately in the 16th century, near the church of Santa Maria, above the Minerva Square.
She's cute, but just a little bit hefty.
I'll bet she really stowed away the pasta.
You know, you could have modeled for her. The same classic features and the same heroic proportions.
Oh, Jeff, as the Americans say, do not kid me.
Makes you want to throw up, doesn't it?
And now I will show you one of the best preserved statues of ancient times. We are approaching now the Discobolus of Myron. Notice the technique. Its naturalness of form and boldness of movement.
Did you say Discobolus?
That's right.
Well, you must be wrong, Daniela, because the Discobolus is in the Vatican Museum.
You are correct, Gidget. But that Discobolus is just another of the many copies. This one by Lancelotti is regarded as the best replica of the Myron bronze, which has been lost for centuries. Isn't it magnifico?
Magnifico.
In 1938, this piece was sold to Adolf Hitler. But fortunately, it was brought back to Italy in 1948 and added to this collection. And now, if you will follow me, you'll see the most beautiful Roman frescoes found in a villa near Prima Porta.
Translation, entrance forbidden. Translation, forbidden to touch statues.
Nothing but an umbrella and a pair of sneakers in the lost and found department.
Don't worry about Gidget, Jeff. She's a big girl now.
Yeah, besides, she knows we're supposed to meet back at the hotel.
I'm not worried about it,
Well,
but...
if she had to go and get lost, don't you think she could do it in a restaurant?
Well, let's go feed hungry ones.
Oh, many thanks, Sahib.
Translation, I think she's crazy. The second guard will now say, between an American and a crazy one, how can you tell the difference?
Tra un americano e un matto è difficile delineare la differenza. O forse una rata di belle arti.
Translation, maybe an art thief.
Well, you must be wrong, Daniela, because the Discobolus is in the Vatican.
You could have modeled for her the same classic features, the same heroic proportions. When you come to America, there's something I want to teach you. We have a guide, Gidget. We have a guide. When you come to America, I want to teach you. We have a guide. We have a guide.
Gidget, you're only 18.
Magnifico. Magnifico.
United States Embassy, Miss Lawrence?
Of course it's a matter for the embassy. Aren't we supposed to get in touch with you when we're in trouble? Well, I'm in trouble and I don't even know why.
Hey, grazie. Now, do you realize, young lady, that if I hadn't thrown the weight and majesty of the USA into the breach, that you would be in jail right now?
What for?
E la a compare sospetto, ma noi la osservavamo.
Ci disse che aveva visto delle facce. Si lo era senza far rumore come un gatto. E nel momento in cui stava per rompere la statua, lo ha pelato. Poi ha preso a partire
You tried to damage and destroy some of the most valuable statues in the museum?
Why, I never did anything like that in my whole life.
That's beside the point. Unless you can think of somebody who vouched for you.
Well, there's thousands of people. There's Mrs. Blythe and the rest of the kids.
Well, perhaps if you wouldn't mind telling me how I can reach them.
Well, the kids are still out sightseeing, and Mrs. Blythe is never in.
Oh, it's a big help. That solves all our problems. You wouldn't just happen to know a resident of Rome, would you?
Lend me your glasses.
Tina, you know I don't wear glasses. I've never worn glasses.
Ginger, Tina will be cross. Unless your glasses deceive me, there's one of my little monsters now. The wholesome one.
He doesn't look wholesome to me.
No lechery, Ginger. It's the girl.
Why, Mrs. Blythe, you'll never believe what just happened to me. The funniest thing.
Your manners, child, your manners.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Blythe. This is Paolo Cellini.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Mrs. Blythe is our chaperone. Paolo is with Roma magazine, and if it weren't for him, I'd probably be in jail right now.
Your manners, child.
Oh, the Countess de Roquefort. Signor Paolo Cellini.
How do you do?
Well, help me, child, help me. You know your name better than I.
Francesca Lawrence.
Francesca? I thought it was Budget or something.
Well, anyway, if it weren't for Paolo, like I was saying, I'd probably be there right this minute.
We were about to have some tea. Will you both join us, perhaps?
We'd adore to.
Tea? Don't you remember? We're already late. We have to meet the Duchess at the Excelsior. Tea.
I'm so terribly, terribly sorry we can't stay. Mind your own business, Howard.
A pleasure, Signora.
A pleasure indeed. You are full of surprises, aren't you, Ducky?
I'll see you later, Mrs. Blythe.
That is your chaperone?
Uh-huh. Isn't she old-fashioned?
Old-fashioned?
Yes. Well, you know, I read this book called The Roaring Twenties, and she's just one of the characters.
But your father and your mother, did they choose her?
Oh, no. They never even saw her. You don't know my dad, but if he'd ever met Mrs. Blythe, I'd probably be on a surfboard in Malibu right this very minute.
Then I must send flowers to Mrs. Blythe.
Flowers? Whatever for?
Because I've her to thank for your being in Rome this summer.
Buongiorno, signore. Desidero ordinare.
2 tè, per favore.
Benissimo.
Will you excuse me one moment? I have to call up my office.
Oh, certainly.
I'll be right back.
Bellissima.
Oh, why, thank you. Grazie.
I've been observing you from across the garden.
You have?
Your escort is well known to me.
Oh, you mean Signora Cellini?
Si.
Oh, well, I don't believe I got your name.
Oh, mi scusi, Prince Bianchi, at your service.
Prince?
Perhaps you would do me the honor of bringing our mutual friend Cellini to a small gathering of intimate friends at my villa tonight.
Well, golly, sir. I mean, Your Highness. I don't know.
But it is a command.
Oh.
10 o'clock, then?
Forgive me.
Oh, that's all right. The most marvelous thing has just happened. We've been invited to a party tonight.
Where? By whom?
By your friend, Prince Bianchi. He's sitting right over there.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, please, Paolo, don't say you're interviewing somebody tonight.
No. It isn't that. It's, you see, his parties are a little, well...
Oh, please, Paolo, here's my chance to see live. I'm not a child, you know.
But I don't think it would be quite appropriate.
Appropriate? Oh, please, Paolo, please. I mean, how do you expect me to learn anything if all I see is what's appropriate?
Well, if it means so much to you.
Oh, thank you.
Scusi, signora.
And Howard, if you don't stop being so jealous, I don't know what. And here are the rest of you.
What do you mean, the rest of us?
Well, aren't you shy, one sweet young thing?
Yes, but how did you know?
Because I just saw her. Where did she meet that delightful, beautiful continental male?
What male?
A 6-foot male, dark, handsome, with eyes that talk. Need I go on?
She must mean that dreamboat that's writing the story about Gidget. Well, how do you like that? She runs off at the museum and worries us half pink. I'm gonna give that girl a piece of my mind.
Don't give her too big a piece. You won't have anything left.
And then he said, Bellissima. And then he kissed my hand. And did he kiss your hand again? Hey, I thought you were gonna give her a piece of your mind. Yeah, Gidget, I don't get it. I thought the whole idea of this trip was togetherness. Yeah, first you wander off at the museum and scare us half to death. And now you're gonna rat out on us tonight. I said I was sorry. But you don't look sorry.
Well, I'm going to a villa tonight. My host is a prince. He practically demanded my presence.
Does Jeff know you're going to this wing-ding with him?
What concern is it of Jeff's?
Oh, come off it, Gidge. You know what concern it is of Jeff's. Well, he pinned you.
You know, I almost feel as if that happened to 2 other people.
Watch it, girl. You know, Moondoggie could go continental, too, with that chicken cacciatore.
Moondoggie. Wasn't that childish? Tell me, do you folks think that this dress is international enough for the international set?
It looked all right at the senior prom.
How did you lose all that weight? Oh, you just eat 2 things and you can choose them. I chose my favorites, gin and hard-boiled eggs. But I don't like hard-boiled eggs. You should try turnips. Turnips? I didn't even like them when I was a baby.
Where's Prince Bianchi?
Oh, he never comes to his own parties.
What was that?
Nobody knows her. Nobody cares to find out.
The blades of grass, they ripple, they rimple, they crimple and cripple and wimple. They moon and swoon and bloom till doom.
Insane. How do you do it?
I became a blade of grass.
Of course, you had to.
What do you think, Winnie?
I think it stinks.
The supreme accolade.
By the riverbank, where the gentle water flows.
Wonderful.
Champagne, sir. Are you kidding?
So I said to Millicent, why don't you have the house fumigated? There are little men who come in and do it, you know.
Destroy all those living creatures. That would be murder.
Who gives a damn about a cockroach?
I would have never accepted his invitation if I had known he was going to serve preserved caviar.
Fresh caviar doesn't travel in summer, Signora.
Has the prince got an allergy to dry ice?
I wouldn't know, Signora. I've never met the prince before.
Preserved caviar.
But he should have a bad liver.
Jim, you owe me £4,200. Come on, hurry up.
Gosh, I thought she was Marchesa or something.
Pure Cockney. King Alfonso found her in the chorus of a Piccadilly windmill. But this is a real Duchess who just loves to dance.
Did you see La Dolce Vita?
What a bore. How can you sit still for 3 hours?
I did.
Champagne, sir?
No, thank you.
I don't believe it.
Neither does Prince Bianchi. That's why he never comes to his own parties.
Well, then why does It seems a bit stuffy in here.
Let's go outside and get some fresh air, huh?
I like it better out here.
So do I. I'm sorry, Francesca. I shouldn't have brought you here.
Oh, I practically forced you to. It's all part of my education. But what I can't understand is, well, here's a party, and nobody seems to be having a good time.
Of course not. They are tired and bored and empty.
Well, then, for heaven's sakes, why do they come?
Because the prince is a prince. Food and liquor are free, and so they can be bored in luxury.
Well, at least I'm awfully glad I saw the international set. But I don't know quite how I'm going to explain it to the rest of the kids.
I wouldn't have missed meeting you for anything in the world, Francesca. You are enchanting.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have missed meeting you either.
I'm glad you feel that way.
You've been so nice, and you've really gone out of your way to help me. I can't help wondering why.
You are very perceptive, Francesca. I wish I could be perfectly frank with you, but under the circumstances, I can't.
Oh, you can tell me anything. I'll understand.
Someday, perhaps, when I'm relieved of an obligation.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't want you to hurt anybody on account of me.
No one will be hurt. I promise you that.
You're gonna have to carry me. No, really. I mean it. I'm getting tired.
The Villa d'Este and its famous gardens are one of the wonders of the 16th century. You know, there are 3,000 water spouts, and it took over 10 years to build. And once, it was the villa of the notorious Lucrezia Borgia. This is the famous organ fountain, where the force of the waters once operated a pipe organ.
What a water bill a creature must have had.
Anyone for a watercress sandwich?
Good idea. I'm very hungry. I'm very
And
starving,
now,
yes.
I will show you the corridors of the 100 fountains. Oh, Jeff, it has been wonderful knowing you, all of you. And they seem to have so much fun.
Hey, what's with Gidget? She looks like an upside-down cookie.
That's a funny way to digest pizza.
No, she met some yogi last night.
Yogi who? Bear? Okay, now listen, this is really it.
All right.
Hold it.
Come on now.
Very
That's
good.
it. We're gonna be chorus girls.
Oh. Here, grab this.
Funny man.
What a goof.
For the picture.
Tell me, do you believe in predestination?
Predestination? Oh, yes, something that was meant to be.
Yeah, that's right. You know, you think of the thousands of people who might have been our guide, but it was you who came to the lobby of the... Gidget, watch it!
I'm terribly sorry.
Hey, what's with you today?
With me?
Well, who else?
Daniela, could you spare Jeff for a moment or two? I promise not to keep him long.
Of course.
Excuse me.
Jeff, you're happy, aren't you?
Well, sure I'm happy. What are you driving at?
I mean, it's Daniela, isn't it?
Kids, there'll never be anybody like you.
Yes, you told me that before. I guess I wasn't very bright because that's what men always say when what they mean is get lost.
What I meant was that I just didn't...
You didn't want me to be hurt.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Well, I'm not. Well, I think that she's a... Well, I think she's a real wonderful girl. If that's the kind of wonderful girl you go for.
I'm happy you feel that way. I was afraid that maybe...
No. It's perfectly all right with me. And I thought that you might like to give her this.
Why would I want to give her a $10 gold piece?
Give that back to me. My mother gave me that for good luck. This is what I meant.
But that's my pin.
Exactly. It was part of our youth, wasn't it?
Yes, but I never meant for you to give it back to me.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think he would want me to wear it.
He? Who is he?
Paolo.
You mean that magazine writer?
Yes, but to me, he's
Wait
just
a minute. You haven't gone off the deep end for that old guy, have you?
By deep end, do you mean am I in love with him? Well, yes.
But he's just another Romeo.
What's Daniela, another Eskimo?
Yeah, but that's an entirely different kind of thing.
It is. Why?
Because you're just a kid.
Well, my mother married my father when she was 18 years old.
Yeah, but your father wasn't 40 or 50 or maybe 60.
Who is 60?
That Paolo, whatever his name is.
Paolo Cellini, and he's not 60. But what if he was? Well, look at Picasso, look at Pablo Casals, or for that matter, look at Grover Cleveland.
What have those characters got to do with this subject?
They all married young women and lived happily ever after. That's what they have to do with the subject.
Please, Gidget, this just isn't making any sense.
I knew you'd say that.
You know, if your father was here,
But
I
he's
bet...
not here.
No, but I am.
And so sure Daniela, so live it up.
Scusa.
Desidera?
Voglio vedere il signor Paolo Cellini, por favor.
Signor Cellini is not in. Will anyone else do?
No, it's personal. What time will he be back?
I have no idea.
Well, it's very important.
Well, I could call Signora Cellini. Maybe she would know where to reach him.
Signora Cellini?
His wife.
You mean he's married?
If a man has a wife, then he should be married. Is that so strange?
No, thank you very much. Thank you.
We are making reservations.
Hey, where's Gidget?
Well, look who's interested in Gidget all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's a switch.
Well, where is she?
I'll tell you, Moondoggie. It just so happens Senor Dreamboat got her an invitation to a showing at Fontana's.
You mean that Cellini character?
The same.
Well, did Albertina go with her?
No, she saw the sneak yesterday.
You mean Gidget went off alone with that guy?
She left about half an hour ago.
Do you think Butch would rather have the Coliseum or Lola Brigida?
Something tells me Butch would prefer Lolo.
So I'll send him the Coliseum.
Sleeveless summer coat on a simple dress. Heavy wool dress with three-quarter sleeves.
Parla inglese?
Beh, un poco.
Do you know Signore Cellini?
Ah, benvenuto. The magnificent artist, the master gold and silver smith. But they know almost 400 years, signorina.
No, not that Cellini. I mean Paolo Cellini, the magazine writer.
I do not read magazines. I listen to the radio.
Oh, well, he was supposed to meet me here. Maybe he's already gone inside. Could I go in and look?
Impossibile.
But why? If he's not there, I'll come right back out again.
This is what all the spies say.
Spies?
Yes, signorina. Our competitors always send spies to try to steal Fontana's original designs.
But I'm an American.
The worst kind of spies.
Black and white coat for the morning. Skirt in the same material of the coat, with bright yellow blouse. Light blue heavy silk dress and sleeveless coat for the late afternoon. Very elegant pure silk coat in a bright color.
Without taking my shoe off, the whole thing off. I was just coming to the fashion show when all the people were standing up in front and fighting.
Scusi, signorina, sto cercando una ragazzina americana bionda così, 17 anni.
Ball gown in light pink, all embroidered and draped in the back.
Because I'm not. I'm going right over to the American Embassy, and I'm going to get my American ambassador and see that he gets in touch with me. Boy, you just wait. I'm not a mom. I never took mom in my life. You know, I've never.
And now, for one of the highlights of our show. Ma cosa fa? Lei è impazzito? Mi lasci stare? Oh, il mio cuore.
what are you doing here?
It's none of your business what I'm doing here.
Hey, what is this all about?
Oh, Jeff, they're after I'm okay.
Come on.
Translation, police, rear entrance. Do not enter.
Listen, Gidget, there's something I've
You
got to
stay
tell
out
you.
of this, Jeff Matthews. You help me escape right into a police station.
Escape with a
Maybe I can be of some help.
Hello, boy, am I glad to see you.
You stay away from him. Will you stay away from him? He's responsible for this whole mess.
Come on, everybody, pipe down or I'll throw the whole mess on the outside.
This is Signor Cellini, sir, of Roma Magazine.
If you can explain this, Signor Cellini, the embassy will be in your eternal debt.
It's all a misunderstanding, Signor Segretario. Surely no one could believe that this innocent young lady, Jessie.
But look at she's wearing our own gown. With her own
A disgrace to the Sorelli Fontana.
Why couldn't you happen to Paris?
A midget wearing our creation and without gloves.
But I told you over and over again, it's all a mistake.
And I tell you over and over again, never come back here anymore.
Oh, golly, I'll have to. A Fontana outfit. I've never had anything so pretty in my whole life.
Of course, it's one of ours.
Oh, well, thank you, Miss Fontana. What are you doing
Gidget,
here?
listen.
I'm not talking to you. Leave everything to me, the man said.
Well, how did I know it was a police station? Listen to me, he's married.
Who's married?
Well, who do you think is
How
married?
should I know? A lot of people are married.
Yes, including Paolo Cellini, that's who.
That's who is what?
That's who is married.
Jeff, are you feeling all right?
Yes, I mean no.
Well, you should make up your mind. Married? Married?
That's right. Good and married.
I don't believe it. To whom?
To Mrs. Cellini, that's to whom. I found out this morning. I went to his office.
Well, what were you doing at his office?
Well, what difference does that make? That cook is married. Can't you get that through your head?
Married?
Oh, you finally got it through your thick head.
Happily married?
Gidget, I'm sorry. I had to tell you.
I know, Moondoggie, I know. You were right to tell me. But you enjoyed it, didn't you?
I feel a responsibility, even though we had an understanding.
He said he had an obligation. Oh, poor Paolo.
Poor Paolo!
Unhappily married to a nagging older woman who lets herself go, lies around all day in bed eating chocolate candy, who never makes his breakfast and doesn't understand him.
Oh, I guess he told you about her, that she didn't understand him. That's the biggest come on in the world, Gidget.
Oh, no. He'd never complain. He's too brave, too gallant.
I think you're cracking up, Gidge.
Who cares what you think?
Avanti.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I must have the wrong room. I was looking for Mrs. Blythe.
She's right under here.
Oh, Mrs. Blythe, it's you. Could I talk to you for a moment?
Well, I wish somebody would. Howard and Ethel won't even speak to me.
I seem to have this problem.
That's a good girl.
Well, no, what I mean is, I seem to have fallen in love with a married man.
That's nice.
Well, my mother's not here. And you being older and all, I thought...
Do you think it's too extreme?
I just don't know what to think.
Oh, everyone has them these days. Sometimes as many as 7 or 8.
Married men?
What are you tithering about, child?
Paolo, I'm in love with him. He's married. I just don't even know what to do.
Oh, my poor baby, my poor baby.
Well, you're so sophisticated and everything like that, Mrs. Blythe. I just thought maybe you'd be able to tell me what to do.
Well, I'll tell you, Ducks. The last time I was in love with a married man, No, that do I... But I thought I detected something between you and, what's his name? Jeff?
Oh, that's ancient history. Besides, he's in love with Danielle.
Oh?
If I'd only have known, I'd never have gone out with Paolo, but I didn't, and it happened.
I know, dear. Oh, how I know.
It's not as if he were still in love with his wife.
They never are.
It's just that he feels an obligation. That's what he told me.
Of course he did, dear.
I never thought I'd be a homewrecker.
Darling, nobody ever wrecked a happy home.
But I was thinking, if she really loves him, perhaps we should give each other up.
I did that once. Brighton Beach, I think it was.
But suppose she's not really in love with him and is afraid to tell him. I should know that before we make the supreme sacrifice.
I'll tell you what to do, Ducks.
Tell me, what shall I do?
Go out and buy yourself a new hat.
A new hat?
Mm-hmm.
What good would that do?
Oh, you'd be surprised. Make you feel much better. Go on, run along, run along. Charge it to me.
Sì?
Signora Cellini?
Sì?
My name is Francesca Lawrence.
Oh, you are Gidget, the little girl from America, yes?
You mean Paolo? I mean, Signore Cellini, he's told you about me?
Oh, certo. Yes, he told me a lot about you.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Uh-huh.
Could I come inside?
Oh, please forgive me. Yes, of course. Come in. Scusa, you know, everything is such a mess.
Yes, isn't it, though?
Yes, we packed because we leave on the train.
You're leaving him?
Sì. Buone, abbiamo un ospite, non si fa così.
These are your children?
Sì. This is Anna, Isabella, Paolo, and this is Leopoldo. So like his papa.
You don't mean Signora Cellini?
Mm-hmm. Dite buongiorno alla signorina. Buongiorno! Oh, I'm sorry, they're so excited about the journey. You forgive me if I go on packing, otherwise we never catch the train. Won't you sit down?
But you mustn't take the train.
Oh, but it's better for me. I get very sick on a plane, you know? And also, I'm expecting another child.
Oh, no.
Oh, but I have them very easily, and Paolo wants 6 of them.
I was prepared to be a homewrecker. But I wouldn't take a father away from his children.
Oh, but I take them away from their father so that he can have a rest. And also their grandparents want to see them at least once a year.
You mean that's all? You're just going to take a vacation?
Oh, see. Oh, they have a very pretty chalet in the Italian Alps, so we go there and stay with them.
Cosa avete combinato?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, look. Oh, what did Paolo say?
Let me help you.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Oh, listen to me. Please forgive me.
My dear old friend Paolo, my little girl is coming to Rome, and I would feel much better about it if you would keep an eye out for her, but try not to let her know that you're watching over her. She is so proud of her independence.
Francesca, what are you doing here? Are you in trouble again?
Ciao.
Were you looking for me?
Oh, no. It's just that we're leaving tomorrow, and I wanted to come by and meet your charming wife and children so I could tell my father all about them.
Your father?
Yes, you're such old friends and all.
We are?
Sure, you don't think you fooled me for one moment, Paolo, with all that jazz about wanting to do a story on an unusual, intelligent, simpatica American girl in Rome.
Gidget, listen.
Well, I knew right from the start that my dad wouldn't even let me start for Rome unless he had someone over here to watch over me. You know how parents are. Well, you're a parent yourself. They want to protect their children, and I can understand that. When I have children of my own, I'll want to protect them too. I certainly wouldn't want my daughter to fall in love with someone that she shouldn't.
You're crying, Gidget.
Well, it's just that everything's been so perfect. The Eternal City, everything. And I've learned so much about life and all. Oh, I'll never be the same person again.
That I don't believe. I believe you'll always be Gidget, a wonderful, remarkable girl.
Arrivederci. I guess this is it.
I hope not.
Oh, yes, it's got to be.
Darling, non te nemmeno ho sentito entrare. I bambini sono stati impossibili tutta la giornata. You see, Gidget came to see us.
Ciao.
Arrivederci, Miss Signora Cellini, and to your 4 charming children.
Thank you for coming to see us, Gidget. I'm sorry we received you in such excitement of departure, but you'll come back to Rome sometime, won't you? Everybody does.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't promise. Well, but...
Gidget.
She's such a sweet little girl. And playing so grown up in that hat.
I'm not so sure she was just playing. I suspect she really grew up in Rome.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's so lovely here. I do not mind.
I had to wait for something. They told me it'd only take a little while. Go on, open it.
Oh, it's lovely. For Daniela con amore, Jeff. It's beautiful.
Do you really like it?
A token of love. Grazie.
Try it on. I know a year seems like forever, but I've seen a lot of undergraduate marriages, and I wouldn't want to put you through that. See, I've already had a pretty good offer from an American company.
I'm sure you have, Jeff, but...
They start you out with a salary that's big enough for 2, and raises come right along. Doesn't that sound practical?
For you, Jeff, but not for me.
Yes, but you said you wanted to come to America. Here's your big chance.
I know some girls do it, but it will not be fair to get married to a man just to go to America.
But if you were in love with a man,
that would be different. I'm sorry, Jeff.
I guess it's like you said. Everybody's in love in Rome in the summer. To that old devil Italian moon.
I wish it was the same between Moondoggie and me.
My gold piece! My $10 gold piece!
Che sta facendo là? Venga fuori di là! Ma guarda un po' che sta... Da quella parte! No, vieni, venga fuori di là! Just trying to find my mother's $10 gold piece! No, vieni, venga fuori! Keep away from me right now! Leave me alone! Keep your hands off me! Put me down!
What's happening here? What is this, Gidget?
You can't do this!
Hey, hold on! What's this all about?
Right now! You just wait! I don't know what you...
Well, Miss Lawrence, what have you to say for yourself this time?
I'm not talking. You wouldn't listen to me if I did.
She just made a mistake, that's all.
Now, who are you, young man?
I'm Jefferson Matthews, sir, and she's my girl.
I am?
Yes, you are, and don't contradict me. You see, sir, we all make mistakes, including me. And as she said, she was just trying to get back her mother's $10 gold piece.
You made a mistake too, Moondoggie?
Yes, I did, Gidget. But I promise you, we won't make any more. We're flying home tomorrow, and I'll tell you.
Can the American embassy depend on that?
Oh, yes, I have my ticket right in here.
Did you say you were flying back or taking a boat?
We're flying back, sir. Thank you. Come on, Gidget.
Servizio? Well, I ordered breakfast for 3 an hour ago. I can't understand what takes you so long. Oh, never mind. It's here now. Avanti! Well, it's about time
Hi.
to... Oh, no, I told you I was giving no guided tours.
And Albertina, we just came to say goodbye.
Goodbye? Where do you think you're going?
Back home. Our plane leaves in a couple of hours.
Oh, no. No. Well, Judge, give my love to your father or mother, whoever claims me as a relative.
And Albertina, just who are you related to, my mother or my father?
I wish you'd find out.
All right.
Mrs. Black, you're the best chaperone any kid's ever had.
Oh.
If you ever want a recommendation, we'll put it in writing.
Oh, God forbid that I should ever be saddled with 6 such little monsters again. No.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, boy.
Goodbye, Miss Black.
Goodbye, dear.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, and be careful, don't grow anymore, huh? Bye-bye, dear.
Bye, Mrs. Black.
Goodbye, handsome. I hope I see you again. Oh, little Gidget. What in heaven's name is this?
A hat. We all got together to show you our appreciation.
Oh, that was very thoughtful of you. Oh, look.
Remember you said a hat always made you feel better?
Well, what can I say but bellissima.
Arrivederci.
God bless you. God bless you, one and all.
Gidget, the conqueror of Rome, we bow to you. Gidget, call Italy your own, we beg of you. It's been said when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But instead the Latin daughters want to be as unforgettable and bellissima and Gidgetable as you know who. Gidget, make Italy your home. And before we're through, as sure as I'm looking at you, I'll bet you they'll name a statue after you. Or maybe a fountain, or maybe a city, or maybe a mountain. Imagine how pretty Gidget, the conqueror of Rome.